Hello, welcome back. Today I would like to share with you everything I made in the last couple of weeks. I have everything right here, so let's begin. Let me show you all the jewelry and bead related stuff first, and then I will continue with the headbands and everything I crocheted. Not long ago I had the sudden urge to make a bunch of bracelets, and let me tell you, it was so much fun. It also gave me the chance to admire all the beads I've been hoarding for the last 2 years now. And since I mostly use seed beads, I gathered a very nice collection by now. I used elastic cord and mixed acrylic and glass beads. It just felt relaxing, threading some pretty beads without having to count something. I like the pink bracelets and these 3 the best. I think the purple turquoise gold combo looks really pretty, and I look forward to make more jewelry in this color theme. Next we have the freeform peyote bracelet. When I tell you, I was so happy when I finally got this stitch right. I think I made the wavy parts a little bit too tight, but it still looks like it could be intentional, so it's fine. When I looked at this bracelet, I thought it could also be a nice pair of earrings, so I gave it a try, and this time it turned out completely flat, which would have made it a better bracelet actually. We will see what I do with it. Let's continue with the earrings. You have probably already seen those earrings on one of my channels before. I think they're very cute. That's why I made a second pair in different colors. I feel like some teardrop shaped beads on the ends could also look nice. You may or may not remember this from my last video. I said I make this pair again with different beads. I ended up using the same mix but in different colors, and even though I like pink better, I'm still not quite happy with them. They are just not for me, I don't know. Maybe I have to make the loops a little bit tighter and or the top part a little bit shorter. Something feels off and I can't tell what it is. Enough nagging. I know that these type of little flowers were often referred to as lily of the valley, but to me they look more like tulips. And this was also what I was going for, especially with these colors. This was actually a very spontaneous attempt, but the happier I am that they turned out this cute. And from first attempts to second attempts, you might have already seen this pair of earrings I posted a while ago. This was the second time I made them. Maybe you remember the blue pair I posted in my last video, and I would say it worked out better this time. I just needed to maintain a lot more tension on the thread, and also at the end I had to twist it like crazy until they finally looked like how they're supposed to look like. I'm planning to make one more pair, but this time with a nice color fade. Today I can't show you a lot of bead embroidery. I only made this seashell, which I'm really happy with. This cupcake. I wish I didn't added this brown piece of dough, and this freeform swirly brooch. While doing bead embroidery, I thought maybe I should look into regular embroidery, because it would be nice to combine and it could also be a great base. So that's what I did. After these practice pieces, I wanted to do something more complex. So I made this fish. I see that these long stitches are not ideal to fill big areas. I would do it differently now, but that's how you gain experience, right? I put a lot of effort into this because I wanted to wear this as a brooch on my jeans jacket. But sadly, at this time I record this video, it's already too hot for jackets, so she hasn't seen the daylight yet. For this butterfly I used a different fill stitch and it already looks a lot better. Of course I added some beads and glued it to a hair clip. Would I wear this outside on the street? Most likely not. But I made it and it was fun. That's enough. I would love to make more hair clips though. My search for things I can embellish with beads and sequins continued and brought me back to sewing. So I started to make headbands. The pink was my first one, and this blue one my second. I just tried to follow the pattern of the fabric, and I think it turned out okay. I also added a stripe of felt to make it more sturdy. And this is what it looks like. I was very lucky with the measurements. It's really tight when I pull it over my head, but overall it fits very well. Next we have this purple headband. The stones are just glued on. I used fabric glue and I have to say they stick very well. I love those rhinestone mixes. When you're patient enough, you can find very special pieces. I just try to pick out silver stones that fit together. And I thought these pearls look pretty too. During the rest of this video, you will see that I try to film more of the process. I'm getting more in the habit of it now. And this is the finished headband. For the last one, I combined rhinestones and beads. I think this is my favorite, maybe because of the colors. For this one I also used a rhinestone mix. I just picked out my favorites and sewed on the beads around it. I think it's hard to decide whether you should add more or less rhinestones, you know, to find a harmonious balance. Every other spring, but only during spring season, I feel like it would be a great idea to crochet something. I crocheted some scrunchies maybe last year, but that was it. So I'm a beginner and I tried some tutorials I found here on YouTube. The first real thing I crocheted was this super long 90s, early 2000s scarf. And I was very proud of it. I still am. This was cotton yarn and it took me a few days, but only because I wasn't mainly focused on it. It was laying next to my bed and I just continued very sporadically. I haven't worn it outside yet, but I will. I also started to make a second one, and I wonder when I will actually finish it. My next project was this granny square bag. And this one took a lot more time. I joined the squares way too tightly together, and it ended up looking weird. So I took apart the whole bag. This was very annoying. And it was also the moment I lost a lot of my enthusiasm for this bag. It's normal to make mistakes and redo things. I took apart a lot of jewelry pieces before, but it didn't bother me that much. It just proved to me that I don't have the biggest passion for crocheting. So I crocheted the bag together. Only the straps are missing now. When I realized I had to make this one again, I couldn't bring myself to continue ever since. So take a look at my unfinished bag. Parallel to the bag, I started crocheting a bucket hat. I tried it. Midways I thought the hat will turn out too small, so I added 1 or 2 rows. In most tutorials I saw, they used thicker yarn, so I thought some extra rows would balance it out. Looks fine, right? Not really. I don't know what happened here. I think I made it overall too big and maybe the brim is too long too. Or I added too many increases. It's too ruffled. It just doesn't look how it's supposed to look like, I feel. There's one crochet related thing left I would love to try, but other than that, I have enough for now. See you next time.